So in this video, I want to it's probably going to be fairly short. I just want to talk about the real reason that we want to improve as men. Now, I've spoken many times that purpose is the number one thing for male life. You have to be striving towards your purpose at all times. That is the one thing that is guaranteed for happiness. Being grateful for where you are and striving towards greater things. That's how men keep moving. That's how the world keeps moving around. But at the basis of all that, I think the main reason that men do anything for self-improvement, it's not for yourself, it's because you want to get the best woman possible. I think every man knows deep down that if they have a good, strong, feminine woman by their side, their life will skyrocket. It'll be amazing. I think every man just desires to have that beautiful woman that looks after them when they need. And that's like, people fucking shout and scream about this, but if you're a masculine man and you're constantly striving towards your purpose and you're in a position to provide financial freedom and stability across all platforms, emotional stability, if you become extremely masculine and you have an extremely feminine woman by your side who's helping out with things around the house, helping just inspire you, give vision, all these things that women do so wonderfully, and just the energy you get from feminine sources, like women obviously being the main sort of source of feminine energy. You'll probably understand what I mean if you've been around beautiful women and you're having sex with women and stuff. You get it's almost like a soothing energy for your masculine core, and it's truly beautiful. And I think that at the basis, because you get like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and at the bottom you've got all of the food, water, shelter, all the basic stuff, and on that is like reproduction and sex. And I think once all of the food, water and shelter and all this stuff is sorted, without having that relationships with women, it's very difficult to get to the next level and stay there. I believe that once you take you have to take the full row of the bottom off, and then you can get to the next layer. I'll see if I can try put a graphic here on screen of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because I can't see another point to make. Like, once you have your masculine life in order, you're emotionally stable within yourself, you're working towards your purpose, you're financially stable, you've got that masculine energy of like courage and discipline. You balance that out, you also need to understand femininity, but it's not saying you need to become more feminine. I think having sources of feminine energy in your life is a massive factor for all men. And this isn't just women, it can come things like nature, from beer, cigarettes, like things that are like relaxing and soothing. Movies, TV, I think that's why a lot of men will happily sit around all day, play games, drink beer, eat shit food, because it's all like that soothing feminine energy. But I think the most noble and most nourishing source of feminine energy is women, and second probably nature. But when you have a woman in your life and you have that feeling of love and connection with a woman and that intimacy, it kind of builds that energy inside you. It's almost like an extra source of inspiration. Like, as a man, you shouldn't need to be looking elsewhere other than yourself, but having something extra is always brilliant. It's like if you've got however much money and you get a chance to make more money, it's not going to hurt, but especially if it's morally correct. And I think that's kind of the whole point I wanted to make this video, is just so I want men to be aware that, like I've spoken how about I'm going to take time away from women, and I've kind of changed my philosophy on that. I'll probably make a separate video, but I'll just kind of go over now the reasons for that. And for me, like, trying to do holistic self-improvement, it would be stupid of me to ignore the self-improvement side of relationships and women and like my social skills and stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense almost to put that on hold just to work on other aspects of my life, because I'll get to the point where maybe I've got all the finances and everything's set up the way I want it to, everything's going on track with my purpose, but I meet a beautiful woman who could be a potential girlfriend or wife of me in the future, but I don't know how to. I'm not fluid in interacting with her, and that would ruin the opportunity there. I think it's great to have that running in the background. That's why I'm going to start up my dating life again. And just having that feminine energy around me, it's very refreshing. And I'll tell you one specific story from the last time I had sex a few months ago. It was like a Wednesday night, and the next morning I woke up, spent a bit of time together, took her home, and then I had training in the evening, rugby training, and the energy I had, even though I had almost fuck all sleep and I should have been hungover, the energy I had because I spent quality time with a beautiful woman, it just raised my energy level beyond belief. And that's a source of energy that it's not even like, you can't really create that on your own all the time. Sometimes you do need some extra bit of inspiration. A lot of time you'll do the work anyway without being inspired. Like right now, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to be recording videos. I want to just sit. But I've kind of got this weird agitated feeling within me today that I need to be doing work. So I've just sat and done like an hour and a half of analysis from the game over the weekend. I just sat there and thought, well, I've got a lot of time before I need to go to training, so if I should just record videos and then I can cook, and then that productivity keeps rolling over and I feel good when I go to bed, rather than sitting about a lot, which I've been doing at the weekend because my birthday just passed. I think that energy that you get from women, we shouldn't deny that as men. I think a lot of time in the self-improvement space we're told, like I've been guilty of saying before, take time off women, focus on yourself, build yourself up, which I think is great, but I think any periods where you're doing that over like a few months, it probably becomes a bit destructive in your abilities to then build those skills back up again, because it's like with anything, you don't do it for a long time, you get rusty, and it's not like it's going to take a bit of like breaking the ice to get back into the flow of speaking to women and flirting and all this stuff. I think that's such a core aspect of life, which I would say is not the number one important, but I think in order to have a holistically great life, that needs to be attended to. That needs to be something that you put some energy into. Like if I'm just sitting around doing nothing after training or something, I've got like an hour to kill or something, I'll maybe just hop on and speak to a few girls on the phone, on Instagram or something, on dating apps and stuff, and just lining up a few dates and stuff and see if I can get that flow again, because I think that having all of that, working towards your purpose and seeing women and being productive and working on what I want to work on, it just creates a better life for myself. And that's basically the lesson for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.